Ooh, it makes me gag a little bit. I am documenting Hopper's cardiac alert service dog training through scent. So today we are going to the gym and I'm going to purposefully get my heart rate up as high as I can get it and take scent samples from several different locations because different dogs pick up on the scent of different glands in your body easier than others. So we're gonna find out which one he prefers today. I am getting a couple sets of cotton balls and tubs so that I can take scent samples from behind my ears, from my wrists, from the creases in your leg, kind of by your underwear, and from the back of my knees. Those are a couple of the places that pick up the scent of heart rate changes very quickly. I will also take one of saliva. However, with heart rate changes and blood pressure changes, the saliva is one of the last things to change scent. So the quicker the alerts, use sweat glands instead of saliva. I'm using two because these cotton balls are kind of small. One of the worst feelings ever is putting a dry cotton ball in your mouth when you're having a medical episode. So instead of waiting for an episode to happen, I am triggering it on purpose in a controlled environment where we're alone in our private gym. Ears, legs, waist, mouth. That's all I have to say. All right, head. That'll come from behind my ears and my forehead. Legs. That'll come from the back of my knees. Waist. That's how you spell weight, not waist. Stop laughing at me, I'm dyslexic. Oh, saliva.
Yay. Saliva. That's saliva.
Rude. Okay, now for the fun part. I need my finger monitor. I need the heart rate training. So somehow I forgot the thing that tracks my heart rate so I know how high it is so I can write it on the lid when to take it. So once I know what part of the body he picks up the scent the quickest on, then I will do this again and get a range of heart rates from that part of the body. That is how I narrow it down. I was at 150, I'm dropping. That's fun. Okay, so this would be a good time to get a low sample, but I really don't want to get a low sample. All right, I'll get a low. Okay. Whew. I'll do the low as saliva. Ah.
Your heart rate's not even changing.
So I'm dropping.
Good boy.
Just look at my leg. Okay. 78 to 150.
You're gonna die.
Ugh. Ooh, it makes me gag a little bit. All right. Okay, I'm gonna sit down, have him do pressure before I restart, and do it 4 more times. Hopper. Come here, cover. Come here.
I think it's just a cold.
Come on. Come look at the heart rate. So as soon as I sat down, dropped. And this is the magic of, well, 1, sitting with POTS, and 2, pressure or cover. It helps the body, helps your blood flow across the body. Squishes some blood out of my thick thighs so it can circulate back up to my heart. Well, actually, it's my head. Hopper, don't lick the floor. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. 120. Now we're gonna get up,
And die.
video it. Immediately spiking. Hopper. Hopper. Come. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Okay. Down. Get out my butt. Down. Okay.
Keep moving around. Stop it.
All right, I'm gonna get back on. In a couple minutes, couple seconds, the dog's not gonna have a chance to pick up on the saliva change until after the person has passed out. For most dogs, anyways. Okay. This one is thoroughly soaked. It's nasty. So this one has stayed at 150-ish.
It was at 167 at one point.
Okay, so it's 150 to 160 range on this one. Whew. This sucks.
I'm telling him. He's gotta watch it happen.
I think he picked up on the first initial big change with me, which is good. But now he's kind of, yeah, you stink and I don't care. Oh. All right. There are our soaked up, sweaty cotton balls. I need the pen. $150, $160-ish. All right, now we're gonna do the waist. Now, the waist one is one of the few that I could actually put on me and exercise with, but I'm not gonna do that because I want to capture a pretty specific heart rate level for the alert. I don't want him to alert to a rising heart rate or a dropping heart rate right now. I just want to know what he picks up on better. Here we go again. Down. Make sure to keep him away from this thing.
Good boy.
Dead inside. So, just walking like this, about 150, and staying there. Oh, now it calls me a liar. Oh, because I'm dropping. Oh, I can smell myself. If a dog can't pick up on this, Their nose don't work. Or they just have no drive for scent work. Which happens frequently.
How long are you gonna do that for, dude? To the ends of time.
You go grab me the scent sample?
Yes.
Or the soon-to-be scent sample? Sweaty face. I'm taking from right at that kind of panty line area at the top of your leg. You're not going in your crotch area, but you're kind of sitting along there. I'll leave that one there for a second. Thank you. This is very attractive. I didn't know. Disabilities are glamorous. Okay. Still around 150. And boy, do I smell it. Going down slowly. Okay, so this one's about 140 to 150. We're gonna end it right there. Guess what these have been? And they're soaked. 140 to 150. And now I'm going to get some well-deserved DPT, and that's where we're gonna end it. Cover. Cover. Yep. Cover. Oh. Ow. Okay.
And there she goes.
Cover. Yes. Oh, so much better than half pressure. Oh, my battery fell out.
Where at?
I don't know, probably under me. Oh well. Oh. Oh, thank you. You wanna smell? Yeah, good boy. Ow. I'm so sweaty.
Yeah.
Tiny putty. I'll pretend to pass that, okay? No, you gotta stay on me for the picture. Up. Up. Oh, good boy. All right.
Good.
I don't know. I just have my heart rate, so hopefully. All right, you can get off. Off. Free. You could not use your elbows. You know that. Look at my face. Yeah, you smell. Good boy.
You were laying on it.
He's so bored. Good.
Alright, so he's gotta go in the freezer where there's Hot Pockets and Reese's in the freezer. Just in the freezer. So they need to be frozen.
All right, we are back the next day. And I'm tired. This is what dog training looks like most of the time. Deciding which one of these that I'm going to use for today's training lesson. So we have the one taken from the crotch area around your waist, which is 140 to 150 beats per minute. One taken from the back of the knees, which is 150 to 160. the saliva that was taken on a spike after a drop, going from 78 to 150, and the one taken from around the head, the forehead, the back of the ears, the neck, that one was taken at 160. So today I'm going to take some normal unscented cotton balls and compare which one of these scents he can identify as different than the unscented cotton ball the fastest. And that'll tell me which one has the strongest scent to him, what part of the body. And I will use whatever that one is and take more scent samples from that area to train it. So, we're getting started. All right, I am sitting on the floor for this. Hello, Hopper. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I have a unscented cotton ball. Didn't put it anywhere, has nothing on it. It's clean. And I have the thawing out back of the leg sample, because I have a feeling that's what he's going to pick up on the best, because when I took my first sample, he came over, noticing a change in me, and started licking my legs. And I found that he has licked the back of my legs several times as well, which is one of my favorite areas to take scent samples from. Stop chewing on my toe, stop it. Hopper, stop. So I have freeze-dried treats. And when I'm doing this, I wash my hands first, but as he identifies which one it is, he gets rewarded with treats. And I treat from both hands, so both hands smell like it, which is why I try to only use the scent samples less than a week at most, before taking another one, because they get contaminated. I also use plastic containers, which pick up scent faster than metal would. But I don't like to spend a bunch of extra money when I can teach it this way. So I'm just making sure both hands have an equal kind of smell on them of this food. I'm going to teach him. I'm going to take the scent off of this. And yes, good boy. Every time he smells it, I'm just going to give him a little treat. So he starts looking for this smell. You having a hard time with that treat? They get stuck in his jowls. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. So I'm looking for his nose going. You could see it really well the first time. Yes, good boy. He's trying to just nudge it now because he's smart. So wait until that nose kind of flares and you can tell he's tracking something. So yes, good boy. This is building that positive association with the smell, so that he has that drive to find this scent because he associates it with food or with a reward or with praise or whatever it might be. Check. Yes, good boy. So I try not to let him actually lick the container or anything. But when he's licking it, he's trying to get more information from that smell, and I'll reward for that. Yes, good boy. This time he blew on it just a little bit. Go. It wiggled the cotton balls around. Okay. So now I'm putting the lid on this one. I'm going to take my clean sample and let him sniff it. And I'm going to do absolutely nothing. He's trying to eat it. So eventually, that behavior will turn into a game, a check game, where I pull out a scent and I will have him sniff it and look away like he just did. You guys can't see him too well. There we go. I will have him smell it. Yes, good boy. And I'll teach him to offer me a behavior when he smells this scent so that he can get a reward. And when he smells nothing, I'll teach him to look away and to ignore it, basically. To turn that head away very clearly. I'm just waiting for him to use that nose. So this is his first lesson with scent training. So I am really just instilling the scent into him. Preferably, I like to do this with much younger dogs. Yes. Yes. I hope you can see the little nose flare on camera. Yes, good boy. Don't eat it. Yes. So I do several rounds of this. So I want him to get bored with this sample because there is nothing to it. Oh, are you tilting your head at my laugh? Yes, good boy. So he really has no idea what he's doing right now. But he'll learn it. We'll do this a lot. Yes, good boy. That was a really good sniff. So now I have the lid on, but it's just cracked a little bit. That way I can let him get closer to it without worrying that he'll lick the scent sample. Because he likes to nip at it. Like that. Yes. Good boy. Yes, little boy. Okay, so once I've done that a couple times, I then will get both of them out. Yes! And I will wait for him to sniff, nudge, paw, whatever he wants to offer me to the sample that has something to it. Ah! Yes, good boy! So right now, this is just getting him to, yes, distinguish the smell of the cotton ball from whatever is on it. That way you can actually take your sample with a cotton ball and not have your dog alert to the smell of cotton balls and actually have him alert to whatever you took the sample of. So it's important that you switch hands so that he starts to try to get smarter and figure out which one he's supposed to go to. Yes, go boy. Silly little boy. So all of these behaviors that he's offering me, I can and will shape into alerts later. Yes. So I don't mind too much if he paws or nudges or whatever, because I'll use it later. Yes. Yes. So he can see me change it right now, which is just fine. Because I more want him to be engaged in the game. Yes. Yes, I'm wanting him to want to try to figure out what the difference is so he can get a treat more and more frequently. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So right then, I gave him a little bit of frustration with it to see how he handles it, and I want him to get more and more persistent in figuring out which it is, because he's not going to get it right every single time, and I don't want him to get frustrated or bored. I want him to keep trying. Yes. Yes. So I'm setting him up for success a little bit right now with the way I'm holding the containers. Which one's closer to him, which one's further away. Yes. Because we're trying to avoid any frustration that there might be. He closed it. See, this is what I'm trying to avoid, is him no longer being interested in it because he is getting it wrong, so it's not very fun. Yes. 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 So I don't change which hand I have it in every single time because yes, that was so good. Because I want him to have a couple of successes in a row without the risk of him. Well, there's always a risk because he might just like decide to change it. Yes. Yes. I think he's getting a little bored. Yes, good boy. All right, you good boy. There's a couple. Enjoy. But that is day number 1. Okay, so I haven't opened these yet, but he remembers what we're doing. So today we are working with the saliva sample, the first one I took. And remember, saliva is not the best to use for heart rate because saliva is one of the last things to change scent because of heart rate. But I'm testing to see what he picks up on, what he's the most sensitive to. So I have a sample that has nothing on it. It's just a plain, clean cotton ball, as well as the saliva sample. And we're doing today's lesson standing up or sitting instead of sitting on the ground to see if he's more engaged in it on day 2 than he was on day 1. So, I'm going to take a little handful. So I like to wait for my container to thaw out a little bit before I start. Shaking it doesn't help, but it makes me feel better. Yes, good boy. Yes. So we're doing a very similar thing that we did on day 1, where I just want him to smell it, and he's gonna get rewarded. So I've just reminded him what the game is. We'll do the same thing with the nothing sample. Which is funny, because he has no interest in smelling the nothing sample. He just wants to put it in his mouth. Yes. Now today, both samples have, well, one of them has 2 in it and the other one has 1. Yes. Yes. Yes, good boy. Good boy. So I'm rewarding extra heavy for that paw that he gave me because in the end, I want him to paw at me when he smells the scent on me. Okay. Yes, good boy. Alright. So, because I know saliva isn't what I'm going to use to teach it, I just wanted to demonstrate that, they can pick up on things in the saliva, but for heart rate, it's not the best. So I'm going to go get my other sample, and I'm going to add an extra cotton ball in here. I'm going to add an extra cotton ball in here so that it looks the same to the actual scent samples. While the scent samples that I'm using thaw out a little bit, I'm just going to do a little bit of training, asking him for behaviors that I want. Touch. Yes. Paw. Yes. Touch. Yes. Oh, sorry. Touch. Yes. Paw. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Touch. Touch. Yes. Paw. Yes. There you go. You see it kicking in. He's realizing my words and not my hand signals. Good boy. All right, so we have already done legs, and I know we can pick up on that one well. So let's do the head sample that I took from behind my ears and my forehead and my neck. That is at 160. So this one is taken completely while I was at 1 heart rate. It did not change from 160 the whole time the sample was taken. Stand. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Yes. Good boy. So in comparison to the leg sample, he did not have very much reaction to this. Yes. So he's kind of treating it like the sample that doesn't have any scent on it. Yes, yeah. So he does not seem to be able to pick up on the scent difference between this just by his behavior right now. So I'm going to cancel out the head sample. We are not going to use that anymore. And let's try the waist sample. So this was taken from that underline, the underwear kind of line, not in the crotch, but the creases of the legs where you have those lymph nodes and stuff. It's taken from there. And this one was taken between 140 to 150. Up. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so there was more of a reaction there. He wanted to first put it in his mouth, but then he did sniff it. It was my bad. I had to treat my hand as well. So he just wanted to put it in his mouth instead of smell. Yes. So this one seems to be a little unsure. He definitely is picking up on it more than the head, but nothing like I saw with the waist sample, with the leg sample. Yes, good boy. Okay, he can tell that there's something on this, It's just not very interesting to him. It's not very interesting. Up. Correct. So I'm going to set this one aside. And if for whatever reason he has a hard time getting his alert down with the leg sample, I'll come back to the waist and see if I can get it from there. But we're now going to do the leg sample that he has had 1 day with already. Good boy. His nose started going pretty much immediately. Yes, good boy. Up, up. Sit. Up. Sit. Stand. I think he's getting done. Sit. No. Ah. Sit. Me. We need one more success and we can be done, okay? Yes, good boy. All right. But there you go. You can see with the dogs, they pretty quickly will tell you what part of the body they pick up on scent the best. He has always been a lot more nosy with my legs, feet, and waist. He has never really licked my hands, my mouth, my ears, anything like that. And so that tells me he's a lot more interested in scents from that part of the body. Yes, a good boy. Thank you. I was just thinking about that I didn't realize, like, I knew, but I didn't fully form a sentence about it in my head about why I prefer to take cardiac samples for people with POTS from their back of their legs and from their waist area. It's because that is where the blood pools in the body. So the higher concentration of blood there are in the legs, the more scent the body is going to be producing. Like, he can smell that I have more red blood cells in my legs than in the rest of my body, which is why I think that my legs sweat so badly. I mean, the rest of me sweats too, but I think it makes sense because POTS is an issue with the legs circulating blood flow throughout the body. It makes sense. Makes sense to me. I can't believe I've never, like, connected those two dots before. I'd be curious to know if any other scent trainers have found the same thing with specifically circulatory diseases, if leg samples seem to work the best.
Nothing.
Thank you.
Nothing.
I think this is such a good example of why we teach persistent alerts and why I teach a jump alert, because I thought he was just begging or nervous of the monster.